Hello and welcome back to another plasticity tutorial at Take Refuge with me, Peter. Now, it's been a few weeks since I've uploaded anything plasticity related. I've been away on holiday and now I'm back. We're back to life, back to plasticity. So I've uploaded a handful of time lapses and a couple of other plasticity videos. But some people have told me that the time lapses are hard to follow, people who are new to plasticity. So I'm going to do a longer form tutorial on a basic object. But while we go along, I really want to try and follow some design principles and push the shapes and form. Now, I made this, what you can see on the screen here, the other day. It's a sci-fi gate. I thought we'll try something similar, not identical. There are some problems with this one. For example, the door goes through the keypad. So we'll try and address those as well as we go through. Now, in design theory, now I haven't been to design school. I tried to go into design school when I was 16, but I couldn't afford it, and that was more than more than 15 years ago. So that gives you an idea how old I am. But I have over the years picked up a few little tips and tricks from YouTube videos and reading books and things like that. Now, what principles we will apply today is primary, secondary, and tertiary shapes. Your primary shape is basically the silhouette, and um, plasticity has a good tool for looking at this. It's this black outline. So you can see by moving around my object here, the silhouette of this object. You can see all the curves without seeing the details. And then if we go back to our basic mat cap, you can see my full-on shape. So the primary shapes are these big shapes. The secondary shapes are the details. And the tertiary shapes are the smaller details like these little panels and keypad and things like that. Um, so what we'll do is we'll start with our silhouette and we'll try and get that right. And then we'll move on to our secondary and tertiary shapes. So I'll be back in a moment. I'm just going to turn screencast keys on. Okay, so we've got screencast keys, and there's one little nuance to this particular screencast keys, which is if I press Shift and S, it'll come up with a capital S, and if I press little s, you'll see a little s. So you'll be able to follow along with what I'm pressing. So let's start a new file. Okay, get rid of the default cube in true Blender fashion, and we'll go press number 1 on the number pad to go into front view. Now, I'm going to choose a corner rectangle, go to the origin, click once, and start dragging out, and I'm going to press tab to make that a square. Okay, so that's our first shape. That's going to be our gate. And then what we'll do is we'll get the line tool, and we're just going to pull a line across on the x-axis and then pull it down to the intersection of the x-axis. Okay, so we'll do that once. We'll go and grab another line and we'll pull this down and we'll make a diagonal and we'll pull it back down to the intersection again. Okay, so we've got these two. Now we really want to join them together. So I'm going to press, I'm going to click 1. Oh, we go number 2 above the keyboard and shift click and select the other one. Now we're going to press J to join these together. You'll see that when that happens, these two merge into one. So now we've got that. We really want to play around with the shape a little bit. So I'm going to press 1 to go into the point mode. And I'm going to G and select these two by clicking and dragging. G and just drag these down. I'll probably bring this one in a little bit. Okay. And I think I really want this down a little bit further. And I want this out a bit further. and maybe this one in a bit further. So now we've got that shape. I'm going to go number 2. I'm going to select the whole curve. I'm going to press Alt and X, Alt and then X, and then I'm going to click this one to mirror it down to the bottom. I'll right click to confirm. Now you can see again we've got 2 curves there, and I'm just going to press J to join them. Now I'll select that whole curve. I'm going to press G for grab, and I'm going to slide this out. Now there's a reason why I'm doing that. That is because if I try to pull this out, it's going to make a hole. So I don't want that behavior just yet. So I'm going to press G, and I'm going to pull this one out to the right. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to Shift D to duplicate, pull this out, and I'm going to scale it up just a wee bit like that. Okay. So now we've got 2 objects that are the same, but one's a little bit taller. Now, what we'll do next is we will start to pull out our curves into solids. So I'm going to go press 3 above the keyboard and go into face mode. And I'm going to pull this one out, but I'm going to press Tab so it mirrors. Okay, so we want that behavior because we want everything to be able to be mirrored in any direction for now. Okay, so we're going to do that. We'll pull this one out, so we'll go into top view, so it's a little bit fatter. Press Tab, and right click to select. Go into top view and pull this one out, so it's a little bit fatter still. Okay, so now we've got our 3 components to our gate. Okay. Now what I might do is I might just Control G, put all of those curves in a group, and I'm just going to call this base curves in case we need to go back to them. I'll probably delete them shortly, but for now we're just going to hang on to them, and we're just going to turn the eyeball off on that one. Now we've got our base shape. So what I really want to do now is I want to press number 4 to go into object mode, and I'm going to Shift D and just duplicate this guy. Okay, and I'm just going to ever so slightly scale it up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go G and pull this larger one over here. Okay, might scale it up even a little bit more. And then I might just scale it on the Z a little bit. Okay, and what we're going to do, we're going to go press number 4 again, and we're going to select this one, and we're going to press Q. No, we'll select this one, and we'll press Q. Okay, and then we're going to select this one, and we're going to go Q. Actually, we need to duplicate this guy twice. So we'll go select this one, Q. Okay, and then this one, Q. Okay. I actually want to scale this one on the Z a little bit. I don't want the behavior of that one to go all the way through. So we'll get that boolean. So now we've got that. And this gate, we'll just check that it works. G, and does it fit through? Yes, it fits through quite nicely and snugly there. Okay, so now we've got the 3 components. What I want to do is I want to actually create the opening of the gate now. So I'm going to select our line tool, and we're on here. I'm going to pull this down, and I'm going to go out. I'm going to Shift Z so we can, Alt Z so we can go into X-ray mode and see what's going on. And we'll just pull this down to the origin. Oh, we'll start that one again because it was a bit wonky. Okay, so pulling it down, you can press Z to lock it. And down to the origin. We don't need to get this perfect just yet. What we can do now is we can go 1 and we can start messing with our points. So I'm going to select these 2 and I'm just going to pull them down. I'm going to select that one and I'm going to pull it down ever so slightly. Okay, and then we're going to go number 2 above the keys. I'm going to Alt X again and mirror that down to the bottom. I'm going to choose this one and I'm going to mirror it to the right. And then I'm going to select the one I just mirrored and I'm going to X out. And what we're going to do is we're going to have these 2 curves. I'm going to pull these out in front of the gate. I'm going to join them by pressing J on the keyboard. I'm going to press number 1. And we've got this curve shape. I think that's fine. I mean, we could mess around with it as much as we like. We could do a different kind of shape, but I like these jagged edges. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select these and I'm going to press B to bevel, and I'm just going to put a ever so slightly fillet or chamfer on that, and that serves a double purpose. It gives a little bit more form to the gate. It looks like it's come from a mold rather than being cut out. And the second purpose is that when I go to fillet this outside of the gate, it's going to be a lot easier to make the fillet go along the whole way. So now we've got that, I'm going to press C and I'm going to choose my object that I want to cut. And I'm going to right click and I'm just going to grab this curve and I'm going to plonk it in that base curves group. So now out of X-ray mode, you press Shift Z to go between X-ray mode and, sorry, Alt Z and solid mode. We now have our gate starting to come together. You can see what's happening here. So I'm going to press next number 4, okay, and just select the object, and I'm going to start bringing these in, okay, and I'm going to press number 4 again, and I'm starting to like the look of that. I do think we can scale this up on the Z-axis, actually a little bit higher than that. I think we're going to pull these ones out, just number 3, something like that. And I actually want to bevel this one with a fillet and give it a rounded top. Actually, let's try it with both of them and see what happens. Now we're starting to get into our secondary shapes a little bit, but that's okay for now because what we're doing is we're working on our silhouette. And let's do the same over here. And we can actually select this one. So once we've pulled the fillet down, so that's your chamfer and that's your fillet. But if you've pulled your fillet down, you can actually select any other fillet and it will match the other side. Okay, so I quickly want to go into silhouette mode and just see if I'm enjoying the shape. But what I'll do first is I will press number 4, and shift click and select both of these. And I'm just going to mirror them along the X axis so that we've got our gate. We'll quickly go into silhouette mode. And I am starting to like the look of that gate. The shapes that we've got, these curves. You can tell if you're in a dark and you can only see it black, you can tell that this is a foreboding science fiction gate. So we'll go back to our basic mat cap. By the way, you right click there and you can choose the different options. If you left click, it will go into material mode, which I won't go into just now, but that's another kettle of fish. So let's continue working on our primary shapes. I'm going to get rid of these 2 for simplicity so we don't get confused. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to go in here, about here. I'm going to pull out a curve and I'm going to just, and what we'll do is we'll just remove this panel from there. We'll delete that curve. So we've got that shape there sticking out. Okay, I really think that we're probably time to get onto our secondary shapes or our secondary detail. So I think what we'll do here, I don't like how, what we'll do actually, we'll finalize these. We're going to go Q, Q, and knock those together. And we'll just have a little play around, see what we can do. I'm going to start rounding off some of these edges. So we'll choose these. We only really need to choose the top ones because we can mirror it to the bottom. Actually, let's do that now. Select 4. And select on the Z axis. And then press Q to merge the two. Okay. So we're starting to get these shapes coming in. What I might do is I might get a cylinder. Okay, I might get a cylinder like this, and just on there, I might pull this up. Number 3, we're just going to drag that back in. And I'm going to, number 4, I'm going to rotate it on the Z axis. Okay, and we'll go G, G, and we'll just bring that over here. And we'll pull it forward. And we'll take either end in. And you'll see what I'm doing in a moment. Now, if we fillet these two edges, we can then select that and we'll get a pill shape. Okay, so what I did there is I filleted the two ends, and then I selected the actual curve of the cylinder. And for some reason, that creates a pill shape. So we got that pill shape in there. I might just quickly, no, that's not going to work. Number 1 into front view. I'm going to select that. I'm going to get a line and see if I can find roughly the center. Let's go across and let's pull this line out. Okay, and we're going to scale it on the X. We're just going to press P to make that into a pipe. And now we can use this. No, we can use this to narrow the pipe down. And we'll make sure that the pipe is in there somewhere. Press number 1. Okay, and I think you can guess what I'm going to do. I'm going to press number 4. Actually, we'll select these two and we'll Q, merge them into one object. I'm going to select number 4. I'm going to Q that, and I'm going to press W for, actually, which selected the wrong object. Q and there, and then we've got that shape coming out of there. Now, let's quickly chamfer the edges here with a fillet, and like so. And we got this nice round shape coming out of there. Okay, so I think I want to chamfer this edge here, and that can be where maybe our keypad goes or something like that. But let's just have a, what happens if I chamfer this? Nope, I don't like it. I do not like that. So I think we're going to chamfer this. And we'll just pull that out a bit further. Okay. And we'll pull the base of these down. We don't want anybody to be able to crawl under the gate. And let's go into edge mode, and I'm just going to select a few of these edges, and hopefully I pick up both sides. It's a little bit annoying in Plasticity. Maybe I've got both sides now. Nope. Actually, let's try that. Nope. Just going to keep selecting these edges. Actually, that probably works. Yep, there we go. So I'll go press 1, and I'm just going to do that. And we should get both sides. Yes. Okay. So now we have... Actually, let's chamfer the top first. Actually, this is not a bad idea to do it. Just select all of those and chamfer until we get something that we like. I'm going to go out of... I think that's fine for now. Okay, so let's get some more shapes in here. What we'll do is we'll go number 4. We'll mirror that down to the base. Actually, we'll mirror it and press Q to union it. There we go. And let's get a nice hard chamfer around the edge. Like so. And actually, if we just bevel this one, or we fillet this one, and fillet this one, then we can get our chamfer all. And what else do we need to fillet? Maybe that one. Both of those, perhaps. And let's select a few edges, and we'll get our nice hard fillet. Okay, there we go. So we're starting to pick up some shapes here. We'll mirror this again, and pressing Q to union, and we'll mirror it on that axis and see how our silhouette's looking. Okay, so we're getting some quite rounded edges. It doesn't quite look as aggressive as the one that I made the other day. But we are just freestyling here and playing around. Like, you could really draw your drawing and make this a reality. I'm just sort of going off a memory almost. Um, let's get a couple of shapes in the doorway. One, and let's grab that one over here. Let's scale that on the Z axis. Let's pull it out. Okay, and let's mirror it on the okay, on the Z. Number 4, select both of these, drag them in, and Q, get rid of that, Q, get rid of that, and let's get rid of our curve. Okay, so we've got that there. This is just giving a little bit of, this is our tertiary details. Now, I'm not being too artistic here. I'm not taking my time. I'm trying to make this tutorial as short as possible and just showing you how you might do a couple of things in plasticity. So I'm just shift clicking on these and I'm pulling around. I should have beveled this before I did that, but I didn't really know what I was doing. So we got those nice round sci-fi shapes, and then we can fillet those as well. I want to do some more of those. So let's just get our line tool and have a mess around. I'm just going to... And what we'll do is we'll press number 1 and we'll just press S for scale, Z to constrain, and 0 on the numpad to make sure that these are flat. And we'll do the same there. Same controls as Blender, so it makes it really handy. Okay, and I'm just going to drag that around and probably scale it up. Okay, and then we'll G and Y and probably scale it on the Y a little bit, make it a bit fatter. Select this object Q and Boolean that out. Okay, so you can really see that we're starting to build up our details here. I'm going to get rid of this just so that we're not getting confused. And we'll just chamfer the outside of this one as well. Now, a lot of these sci-fi kind of gates and doors and things, they're not very practical. They're all designed. Nobody would really build them apart from aesthetical reasons. But they look cool, and that's the main thing. Now let's get our little keypad in here. What we'll do, we'll choose the center. Actually, what we'll do, we'll select this panel here. Number 1, press spacebar to make it our construction plane. And now you can see there's a y-axis and an x-axis, and it's centered on there. So we can now get a square, and it will be perfectly centered in there. So we can press 1, select this, and press B to bevel. Now we get our round keypad shape. And I'm just going to go from memory, and I'm going to do some kind of 1980s kind of keypad. So we're going to bull the panel out. So we'll go number 4, select our big object, and Q, and choose the object to Boolean. We'll get rid of that curve. And we'll get number 3, and I reckon we can press O to offset or inset, and let's pull that in a little bit. Let's give the outside a chamfer and the inside a fillet. And let's now make our keypad. So we're going to get a corner rectangle, and we'll just choose the center for now, and we'll make that, and we'll go B, and we're going to get, okay, let's get that up here. Okay, and we're going to pull this one in quite far. Pull it out a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to make a duplicate of it. And we're going to make the duplicate ever so slightly smaller. Okay, and we can get rid of our curve now. We'll choose number 4 for object mode, and we're going to choose rectangular array. We'll press number 3 again and choose this temporary construction plane again, and we'll make this temporary construction plane a construction plane by clicking on it. So if we lose our temporary construction plane, we can double click on this custom plane 0 down here, and it will bring us back. Okay, so we're going to choose number 4 on the keyboard. Okay, and we're going to make an array, and we'll do it on the x-axis, and we'll bring it out about there. And that's too many, so we'll hold shift once we've selected where we want our final key to be. And you can roll your middle mouse button, or your roll your scroll wheel, and you'll get 3 squares there. Okay, so now we want to keep those 3 selected, and we want an array this time on the Z, actually on the y-axis, because we are in the construction plane mode. Okay, and then we want to bring this down, click once with the left side, hold shift and scroll wheel up until we've got 4 buttons. Okay. So gonna press number 4, and we're gonna select that one, and we're gonna press Q, and we're just gonna press Q. We're gonna select these one by one. And once that's done, right click to confirm, and we didn't get all of them for some reason, so we'll press Q again and just select those 2 and get them in there. Okay, I lost my small button, but not to worry. While I was doing that, I'm going to press O to offset this one. Okay, I'm going to duplicate that curve, and I'm just going to pull that out a bit further than the actual. And let's just chamfer all of these holes while we're at it. So you don't have to go this detailed. It really depends on what you're making your object for. So if you wanted somebody to look at this keypad up close, you would definitely uh, make it this detailed. If it was only to be designed from a distance, you might not want to add all of that detail. It really depends on what you're doing. And so let's just give this one a fillet. Which it really wasn't liking for a moment there. Okay. And we'll select number 4. 4 for object. Oh, that's not been that's not the duplicate curve. Okay. Let's Control Z a few times and go back. Okay. So oh, and I forgot to duplicate the curve. So that's what we needed to do. And this is my oh, it's come out as a sheet. So we really want to extrude the sheet and make it into a solid. Okay, now we've got that. Now let's rechamfer our edges. Okay, apologies here. And just get our details in. Okay, so another thing to do when you're doing these things is you might want to save a low poly version before you start making details, so you can get all of your uh, seams in Blender or something like that, which I found is a good practice to have. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to choose the array down here again, regular array, and I'm going to try and make it to the center of that one. Hold down Shift, scroll up, and that's all aligned to the center. And then we're going to select these 3, and we're going to do the same again, and we're going to do it on the Y, and we're going to try and pull it to the center of this one. Okay, and Shift and scroll wheel up, and they're all aligned to the center. So now we've got a keypad. Now, keypads also sometimes have a little lights, red and green lights. So we'll Shift D, pull that one across. Actually, we'll just actually Boolean that straight in. Pull that out. Shift D and pull it across a little bit more. And number 4, Q. Get rid of those. Get rid of our curves here. And let's get another circle, and we'll do a center circle this time. And center it. Pull it out. And we can press number 3 for face mode. It will let us choose the curve. And pull it out. Make it a bit fatter. And we'll do the same little pill thing that we did before. Okay. And we'll Shift D and we'll pull that one across. Okay, it doesn't need to be perfect. Okay. So we'll go out of orthographic mode again. And we're really starting to get somewhere with this. So let's select all of this stuff. Actually, let's select all of this stuff. And we'll Alt exit. Nope. We're still in our custom plane, so we need to get rid of that. Alt X and on that side. And let's mirror on each side. Oop. Alt X. No. Okay. Actually, go back a couple of steps. We'll start by mirroring it this way. And then we'll mirror it. And we'll start by mirroring it this way. And don't forget to press Q for union. And then we'll mirror in the other direction as well. Okay, we really got something kind of sci-fi looking. So I don't want to make this too long, but please like and subscribe if you've liking these tutorials so far. Um, I'll keep going for a little bit, but if you are liking these tutorials, like and subscribe and press the little bell icon, the little notifications button, so you can get notified when I've got something new. I do plasticity. I've done a bit of ZBrush and Nomad Sculpt, Blender, and Substance tutorials. I only really started a couple of months ago, and I have big plans for more longer form tutorials and things like that. So yeah, please like and subscribe and follow along. Now, it comes out the back there like that. So that might be behind a chicken wire fence or something like that. Okay, and then we more or less have what we more or less have what we came to do. I mean, you can keep going. I want to keep this tutorial relatively short, but you can keep adding details like this. And give it a lot more tertiary details. And when you look at your silhouette, you've got a nice shape there. You can see all the little bits and bobs. If we take our edges off or put it into this metallic mode, you can see where all of our highlights are. So yeah, please have a play around. Please enjoy plasticity, enjoy being creative, and if you like my content, please like and subscribe and press that little notifications button because I will be uploading fairly regularly going forward. Thanks a lot and goodbye.